We run into this quite often, but it's weird. And I was just trying to think of a way to respond to that because every single one of these situations is different. There are different elements that go into it that make it more difficult than other times we've experienced this. So I know in my past when I run into situations where I do not have time to get out the content, literally as of recently, just like you trying to get out episodes of the podcast, my other podcast, and it's with everything going on, it's been time consuming and it's demotivating because I think you get going, you get in this regular pattern like you do, Perrin, of you're streaming twice a day and you get in that pattern and then something comes up and then something else comes up. Next thing you know, your schedule's different, or maybe you're trying to experiment to find something and you're off of that schedule that you had set yourself to. And once you get far enough off that schedule, you just start looking back and it just becomes harder and harder to go back and grab that and get back into that schedule and get back into that routine. And especially if life is not slowing down, it can make it incredibly difficult to try and pick that back up. The way that I've been able to do that in the past, which many times I've unsuccessfully done in the past, is at some point you have to put yourself first and you have to clear out everything that you're doing to focus on what your motivations are, what's driving you. That means putting everything else away for however many hours and getting back into that routine. Humans are creatures of routine, just like animals are creatures of routine. When you break that routine once and then you break that routine again, the more you break it, the harder it is to get back into it. And unfortunately, there's a lot of times when you have to break that routine. So that, I think the question becomes, how do you get back in the routine of doing that? How do you get back into the routine of motivating yourself on a regular basis? And, I think it kind of comes down to everybody's different. How you handle it is going to be different.